Well, good morning. It's 8:12, 58 degrees in downtown Galesburg. Galesburg's morning news. Tyler Gum, Jay Redfern, Cameron Line. Well, we are joined by two special guests to preview tonight's final First Friday event of the 2025 season, happening from 5 to 8 p.m. tonight on historic Seminary Street. We're going to start with Phil Dickinson, longtime owner of the Landmark Cafe and a key organizer of First Fridays. Of course, talking about tonight's festivities. And we're also going to hear from Knox College President Andrew McGadney. Knox sponsors this month's event, that new students arriving next Tuesday, September 9th, and the full return on September 12th and 13th. So, of course, Phil and President McGadney, welcome. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Glad to be here.
Well, I think last month, Phil, we were kind of talking about how it could have been the best weather First Friday's ever had. Well,
this one's going to be probably the most refreshing. It's going to be a taste of fall.
Yeah.
I think the high today is in the upper 60s, 65, 66.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so it's going to be nice, especially in the afternoon, as luckily Seminary Street shields the wind. It's going to be a great send-off to the 2025 season.
And, so give us a preview of tonight. What can people expect tonight?
As obvious, Knox College is our sponsor for the event this year. This is, I think, third or fourth year they've done it. We've just been thrilled because the Knox community partnership is probably one of the most vital and is absolutely the longest running relationship that the city has. The city is here because of Knox College. There is no other reason for Galesburg. G&M Distributors is going to be our adult beverage supplier. They are doing an Oktoberfest theme.
Oh, nice.
I think they've got a couple of specifics they're doing, and they're going to spread it out. I think they're going to have a Stein holding contest down near their sampling area.
Okay.
As always, I remind you, if you are interested in consuming adult beverages, bring your valid photo ID. The music is going to be the Dan and Pippi Experience. That's Daniel A. and Pippi Ardenia. But this is the same format that they were at the Taste of Galesburg with, and it's about 10 people.
Yeah.
They just did a wide range of everything, and I'm a sucker for anybody who does Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, that's
and
great.
They did a great obscure Earth, Wind, and Fire cover.
Well, they do a real good street, just street party vibe.
Yeah, it was just really awesome.
Yeah.
And it was literally at the Taste of Galesburg. I'm like, are you available in September?
Yeah, that's
I
great.
literally booked them. And then Galesburg Community Arts Center will be providing the children's enrichment activities. So they'll have a tent, and you can bring your wee ones down and give them something both fun and to keep them entertained and occupied, but also give them something that's going to enrich their lives. Artwork is always one of those things that, we all hang things on our refrigerators and hang on stuff, put them in folders to keep until we're older and we pull out with a sense of nostalgia, and there's your opportunity tonight. Knox College is going to be, I think, doing some giveaways, and I have been told that there are going to be Knox College cookies.
That is
on
correct.
campus.
That is correct.
All right.
Or on
Can't go
the
wrong.
street.
You've been working on those, President McGann,
All
right?
day long, all day long.
You've been in the kitchen, right?
Not, yeah, definitely not.
It,
You don't want mine.
Yeah, and so that's again 5 to 8 p.m. If you want to sit, we say bring a lawn chair. Otherwise, all the merchants will be up and ready. They're all stoked with this being the last one, and it's getting to be interesting. And tonight's a great opportunity because the international students. This is the arrival day for the international students on campus, so we're hoping we get to see some of them tonight. It's one of our best opportunities to show folks from another country who are terrified, whether they admit it, show it, or not. It's overwhelming as all get out, and it's our opportunity to just walk up and greet them and make them feel welcome.
Right.
I just love that.
Right. Yeah. We've got a little bit of a responsibility when it comes to that. So, yeah.
Well, it's a huge impact on our community, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we get to President McGanny, Phil, you talked about a little bit about the relation between Galesburg and Knox. What's it like for a business owner? What's that relationship like?
Crucial. Crucial. The college brings in students who are at a point where they're learning about life and they're learning about themselves. it is an overwhelming experience. I mean, that's one of the things that everybody goes, oh, town versus gown. There's no town without the gown. I mean, that's literally Knox College was formed, and Galesburg came into life because of it. The students are a big economic driver. They also change the philosophy of the town a little bit. They help broaden our minds. They expose us to things that we don't, necessarily have experience with. In a time that is tribal, what could be better than seeing all points of view?
Right.
It's an opportunity. A lot of these students come up with a very firm belief structure, and they change during their college years. In terms of the economics of it, in fact, I was just talking to Andy. Knox College's homecoming is a week earlier, and I'm stoked because we might have our courtyard open if the weather allows.
That's right. That's right.
And that would be a huge financial windfall, and
Yes.
it is a huge weekend no matter what. It's one of our busiest weekends of the year. Knox graduation is our busiest weekend of the year. Knox homecoming is our second busiest weekend of the year. So it is to all the merchants, whether it be the mom and pop store that sells reclaimed goods and the kids want to decorate their room for cheap, to Walmart, Kmart, everything in between, restaurants, both chain and independent. Huge amount of money gets put into this town through the students, and it's just a really neat. I tend to make a couple of good Knox College student friends each year. Last year I had a pair of twins who are originally from Hawaii that lived out on the East Coast that would come in, and I became kind of a surrogate uncle to, and the restaurant staff, all the servers became their aunts. We all had friendship bracelets that they had made. It just is one of those things. Anytime you can make a great relationship with somebody who has a different viewpoint than you, you win.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Well said.
How about President McGandy? Why does Knox choose to sponsor First Friday? How do you see that relationship?
Great question. And thanks for having me this morning.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Listen, we love engaging with the community. I think Phil's words about the connection between the city and the college is spot on. And, I arrived here starting my 5th year with the understanding of that great relationship between the city and the college, and knowing that if the city's going to shine, the college needs to shine, and vice versa, that they're kind of tied to one another. So an event like First Fridays is, to me, a no-brainer. I mean, to kind of engage in a way on the historic Seminary Street in such a, we're going to have great weather. Lots of people will be out there seeing families together, encouraging our kind of community to leave the campus to come into the city. And we welcome the city to come onto the college. I mean, that's kind of one of those things that you try to foster, is this kind of connection between the two. So for First Fridays, for us, this was definitely a no-brainer. And as you heard, we got some cookies from our great dining services team. I did not prepare the cookies,
Okay.
Let's just be clear. But we also have some other kind of nice swag that will be given out on the streets there. We launched our Venture Boldly comprehensive campaign a few years ago. Right. So we have some Venture Boldly swag, which is pretty cool. So come on out and check us out.
I was telling Jay on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Because we went to the Labor Day parade.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
There's an army of Knox football players.
Oh, yes,
down.
yes.
I will say, a former college student myself, 20 years ago, I will say I was very impressed.
Yes.
Because probably half a dozen players walked over, shook my hand,
Nice.
invited me to the next game.
Good.
Full-size candy bars,
Yep.
Full-size
Yeah,
Skittles.
The word is
packets.
out, right?
I got a
The word is
koozie.
out.
I got a Knox Prairie Fire koozie. This came straight from the souvenir shop. I mean, it's high quality. It wasn't something just thrown
I
off the
appreciate
top
you
of it.
saying it. Yeah,
So I
there
will-
it
I
is.
must
My
say-
94-year-old mother was out and came back, raised her arm like she had a trophy in her hand.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I
with
love
the
it.
swag
I love
from
it.
that.
Yeah, the Knox athletes and the Sandberg athletes that
Yes.
came through shook your hand, invited you
Oh,
out.
I love
mean,
it.
It was very nice to see. I must
That's
say.
great.
Yeah, they
well, come
started-
on out to those games. We need the support. And I know I think you have Coach Willits coming in here next
we
week
do.
too.
Yeah, he's coming
So
in Tuesday, so
that'll
yeah.
be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
The kids did not get the full-size candy. I had to confiscate those.
You're right. We won't tell anybody.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I put them in the drawer for your safekeeping. Yeah.
So, Andy, you've been other places before you came here to Knox. What's the typical relationship between the town, city / and the college?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. First of all, I've been in higher ed. This is my 31st year in higher ed. And I'm a big believer and supporter of small liberal arts colleges. So fortunately, the places that I've worked have all had an understanding and the recognition of the importance of, a college connecting with the city. And in some cases, those cities were really struggling. My most recent place of employment was at Colby College in Waterville, Maine, and that Waterville, Maine was a place that was struggling from large manufacturers that had closed, and there was a real significant investment from the college into the city. Today, you go up there, it's booming, and what I see here, and where I've talked to other colleagues at other places. Sometimes there's tension between the city and the college or the university. What I'm seeing here is really, really exciting. I mean, I'm seeing communities, I'm seeing businesses, I'm seeing other nonprofit organizations, I'm seeing the college, I'm seeing the city of Galesburg, all leaning in to say, hey, we believe we can do great things together. That's not usually what you see. Usually there are kind of differing opinions and people pulling back or wanting to kind of have claim of a particular territory. What I'm seeing here is this understanding and recognition of this is a great place, and if we come together, we can make it better.
I know it's an ongoing process year after year, but it seems like the last couple of years it's really kind of stepped up. Have there been increased efforts, to work with city officials?
Absolutely. I mean, I also know you've had the city manager on here a few times. Eric Hanson's been a phenomenal addition to our community, and when you're seeing a strong partnership between the city and the college, and then you look at their local businesses, there's a renewed, I would say, interest in understanding you have to invest to see growth. And, we've always had a really great philanthropic community here in Galesburg, and you see that with, the Galesburg Library kind of coming to fruition, which is an amazing, addition to our community. But you start seeing those pockets of things happen. And to me, I see that as just fuel for even bigger and better opportunities. So, I think just keep an eye out on what's happening. There's going to be more investments. There's, from where we sit, as we think about our own comprehensive campaign and all the great initiatives to support, scholarships or faculty or students, we have a whole section where we're talking about how can the college invest in Galesburg as a part of our campaign. Mm-hmm. So that's something that, we're well aware that no one should be going at this alone, but if we do it together, great things can happen.
How do you address it with the students? Do you actually talk about the relationship with students?
Absolutely. We just had a few weeks ago, or a week ago, I was talking to some of our student leaders, and they arrive early before the rest of the students come. And we talk about the importance of getting out into the community. And we talk about the importance of them engaging with Galesburg membership, or we talk about, hey, if you see events on Galesburg, go bring someone with you. That does a wonderful thing. Phil, you touched upon it, how it's like this kind of opportunity for growth for them, but it's also opportunity for growth for our Galesburg citizens. Yeah. And so the more that we talk about it, the more that they hear from me saying these things, and our faculty coming here, I mean, it really shows. The other thing that I will just kind of comment on too, one of the things that I was really aware of about 5 years ago, this is my 5th year right now, the number of our faculty that live in Galesburg. I mean, that's something different that you don't always see at lots of different colleges, universities. Right now, you're seeing staff and faculty living far away and commuting in. And so we have our entire kind of community that live right here. Their children are going to our schools in Galesburg. They're walking the streets of Galesburg. So that's a really vital community and a big part of our belief and our leaning in into where we are and who we are.
You mentioned Venture Boldly earlier in our conversation. Can you kind of talk about what that initiative it is and how that will impact the college and the community?
Yeah. So campaign efforts are, in many ways, I think of them as like really great communication messages. Like, how do you get the word out about your organization?
Mm-hmm.
And so, our Venture Boldly comprehensive campaign effort is the first comprehensive campaign the college has done in over 20 years. Wow. And this is where you pitch big ideas, you talk about the future, you engage with your community, asking questions about what could be, how can we make this piece better? How can we make that department better? How can we help you do your best work? And you start asking about these ideas, or like, what would be really fantastic in Galesburg, and how can we partner in that? And so you start pitching all these ideas, and then you put it into some form of a document. We initially started that with a strategic planning framework document, where we put this document out there, and then we just were asking people, like, how do you engage with us in something that's really meaningful? And so what we were looking for is, from a recovering fundraiser, I'm looking for the best way to get the biggest gift that you would want to give. Mm-hmm. And what I have found over years of experience of doing this is that if you can tie a person's passion with a particular initiative or interest of the institution, great things can happen. So, we launched in 2021 with a goal of $175 million. Happy to say just recently we are a little over $120 million in this effort. These have been gifts that have supported, whether it's scholarship or infrastructure, or even have an initial gift that supports a Galesburg Innovation Fund. So we can use funds specifically from our donor base to invest in the city. That's going to be powerful. Mm-hmm. And so I only see that growing, but those are the things that you try to pitch. And then we just went around the country. We went to, 10 or 11 different cities across the country, talking about Venture Boldly. And we brought our faculty, brought our staff, we had our students, talk about our athletic teams. We had, some of our athletes coming on stage. It just gets people excited and fired up about the potential. Right. And it helps people to remember their fond memories of the place and how to invest in that place. Or, we just launched a brand new 4,500 square foot facility out in Green Oaks, our biological field station, all donor funded, really beautiful, engaging people back to our community. I mean, it's a great effort. We still have time to go, but we're on the right path.
Okay. We'd love to have you back to talk more about the Knox future, but we are running out of time. Phil, why don't you recap again tonight's events?
First Friday, the last one of 2025, sponsored by Knox College as our event sponsor. G&M Distributors is our adult beverage sponsor. Galesburg Community Arts Center is doing the children's enrichment activities. The Dan and Pippi Experience will be our musical guest. And again, the event is from 5 to 8 p.m. Bring your valid photo ID if you plan to consume. Bring a lawn chair if you don't want to live off the economy. And come down, bring maybe a jacket tonight. This could be the night you need it.
The question is, will Pippi and Daniel, will they do their public debut of We Are Galesburg?
I love that. Have you heard that?
I don't know. I have not asked them.
We hope so. It was really great.
Dan, Pippi, we want to hear We Are Galesburg.
Yeah. Yes, please.
And
yes, please.
I also will remind you, we want to hear Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Okay.
Come check it out. Well, Phil, thanks a bunch for coming in.
Absolutely. Thank
President
you.
McGanny.
Thank you.
Great
Always
to hear
good
from
to
you.
hear.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
We will take a real quick break. We got an update on news. Coming up next is Galesburg's Morning News.
Success and winning, you never get tired of it, do you? Hi, this is Joe